us. Uh, it's like there is a feeling or a sense of healing that is taken inside your heart, but you might not know. But to continue the story, you'll just come one day to like it will explode, and you'll feel that sense of healing. This thing is from our Creator, and I know there's something that is talking to everybody who is in this planet Earth. I know for sure. I believe for sure. And I think last time we left whereby there is a miracle that is happening. There is something that is happening that is humbling my stepfather. But let us continue. So, it's like this time round is like God is increasing in a very powerful way. It's a time when now I'm now coming to realize the power that is in holding the pain. It's like there was so much power, there was so much passion that was rising within my heart now for writing. We remember previously that
just discovered you could write.
Yeah, exactly, in 36. It's like this time around, it's like God is like bringing some of the things outside my heart. I think this one at this time round is now expressing it differently. It's a time when now I'm feeling that thing wants to come out, and I went to.
Now you're in class.
I was now in standard 7.
Okay, class 7.
Exactly. I was now in standard 7, and it's like God was accelerating in a certain power, within a certain speed. So I went and shared with the preacher about the same thing.
Yes.
It's like when I shared with him, he told me something that I had to put to practice.
Yes.
It's something that it's not easy the way you think, but to me it's like that passion was so strong. But he told me, my son, what I want you to do is like it's something that he wants me to put to practice.
Yes.
And I think that was also part of my lifestyle a little bit. He told me, if you want to write, because I told him also my challenge also in writing a little bit of English, because at that time also English was a little bit challenge, but he used to help me a lot in writings. So at this time he's telling me, go and maybe search books and start reading maybe a small story and start reading those stories. And I remember the first book that he gave to me to be able to read is like there was a book known as Let the Journey Begin.
Let the journey begin.
Exactly.
Let the journey begin.
Let the journey begin. He gave me that book, and there's something he wanted me to get from that book. But the way he was telling me to use the book was not the way people just read the book just to acquire knowledge, or maybe it's not the way people read it. It's like or just feel good. There's something he wanted me to get from the book.
Yes.
Something of more spiritual, or more. It's a certain impact he wanted me to receive. Impartation. And I think that is the way also God increased in my life. So he gave me the book, and he also told me, search for people and try to listen to some people to be able to maybe change a little bit of your language. Maybe when you listen to your people, you listen more of grammar. Maybe it will also help you to
listen to the people that speak good language.
Exactly. And one day I was just scrolling channels, and I just bumped to one of the comedian. His name is Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah.
Exactly. And that I was just searching a channel.
Trevor.
So I was searching a channel at that moment when I was told the same. It's like God was now moving to help me out to be able to get those kind of people who are speaking the kind of language to be able to develop. And I found this guy is interesting, it's funny, and it's like it made me laugh. And I said, this guy, I must be listening to
Trevor Noah.
And also Jeff Koinange. So sometimes when you used to read those reports, JK Live, and it's like those kind of reports, and it made me and other people. Yeah, exactly. I really love to listen to Oprah Winfrey sometimes. those shows and the interaction and other people. So that thing really developed the way I speak.
Yes.
And it really helped me out. So there's a time now, this time round, it's like also God is coming to show me part of my mission or the reason as why He created me. It's like God have a reason for why He created human being.
Yes.
It's just it requires a human being to submit,
yes,
or to come into a level of humility and come back to the Creator, and then God will tell him or her His purposes here on earth.
Yes.
It's like you don't know who you are until you come back to God.
Yes,
you are Creator. You are Creator. So it's the same time. There's a time now. My brother Joel Golfin, he was going back to school. There were a lot of things that were taking place, a lot of issues, a lot of circumstances. But this one I will not talk about them now. But there was a lot of things that were taking place in the life of my brother.
Yes.
At that time we had to depart. We had to depart. You know, he does not know the way I felt when I was now escorting him to the bus station. He does not know. I felt bad when it's like I'm departing with my brother, and it's like it's going to take long
before he comes.
I felt it in my heart. It's like he's going to take long time before he comes back.
Wow.
And even from that moment I escorted him, it's like until today we have never met. It's like from that moment we departed, we have never met.
Okay.
So the starting point, when I came back, there's now a time they told me with some of the relatives, the family relatives, they told me to be able to stay at their home, to be able to look, to watch, maybe to care.
Watch over the house.
Yes, exactly.
There was no other person there.
There was no other person there. So
Govin was the only child?
Yes, exactly. He was the only child. And so this time round we have departed, and I felt so bad that my brother has gone. And so this time round it's like now I'm now in the house. I'm alone. And it's like their home and the house, it was like 200 meters.
It was in a neighborhood.
Yes, exactly.
The same neighborhood.
The same neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so I felt so bad and I felt lonely. And so I used to sleep in that house alone.
Okay.
And it's like I developed some kind of fear within me. But one day I went to the preacher and he opened to me the verse, opened for me the verse in the Bible, in the book of Romans chapter 8 verse 15, whereby it's like we receive the spirit of boldness, not the spirit of fear.
Yeah, God
and
never gave us the spirit of fear.
Exactly. And I received that. I went there and stayed for some few days, and like that fear came back. So the time now I was now sleeping. I was not sleeping, and this is a time where God is coming to show me some of my work or some of my part to do here on earth as I'm living. It's like God has started defining me in a certain way.
Okay.
And this time round, I was shown a vision that I've never seen. And I remember it was, the next day was to be a Friday. We were now to go and prepare for some examination. So it's like, I saw a tall man. It's like, it's a tall being. You can see this somebody in this tall, and you can see the earth is in the waist. It's like the earth is surrounding the waist. And I was like imagining, what if this person bends? You know, you can imagine the person is too tall until you cannot see the feet or the legs. From the waist downwards you cannot see. But
it was so huge.
It's so huge, and you can only see the earth is just within the waist, and you can only see the clouds. You cannot see down there. But you can see this guy is tall. The being is so tall.
Yes.
So tall. And the funny thing, he held me on his hands like this. It's like just like this. And I was so tiny. I was like tiny, very tiny. Like, you know, I'm tiny. It's like that sense of, you know, this person is tall, very tall. And I was just there at the hand. And we were conversing. We were talking with this being.
Goodness.
It's like we are talking. And it was so sweet when talking with him. It's like we are interacting with him. And I can't remember the interaction, but we were talking.
Yes.
We were interacting. And then I came out of, because I could move everywhere in his body, I moved from the hands, now walking along the
Like an ant.
Yes, exactly. And moving
Like ants.
up to the shoulder.
Wow.
And it's like we were making stories and talking and interacting. And so sweet. Conversing with this person.
Wow.
So sweet. And at that moment, we just talk. We just talk with him. Just talk with him. And then he held a seed. There was a seed he had.
Hear the seed.
He held a seed. There was a seed that he had. And this seed is a different seed. I've never seen such kind of a seed before.
Okay.
It's a different seed. I've never seen it before. And it's like, it's a seed that you will never find it here on earth. It's a very different and
Very
unique
unique.
seed. It was black and the outer side, the outer cap was a bit smooth. And it's a different seed. I've never seen such kind of a seed before. And then he bent. He was now telling me, look. It's like he's telling me now, look the seed. Now just look the
Look
seed.
at the seed.
Look at this seed. And when I was looking at the seed, he told me to look. He was repeating himself. And then he bent down. It's like he's bending down to the ground, to the earth now. And when he's bending, I'm able to see clearly now passing the cloud and you coming downwards. You can imagine the earth is on the west, and you can imagine when the person bends.
Wow.
It's so huge.
So huge.
So huge. And then he bent and he put the seed on the ground. The moment he put the seed on the ground, I will sit down and he'll tell me, just look the seed.
Look at the seed.
Look at that seed. And I will see it is glowing. It's bright. It's glowing. Completely glowing. And it moved. It illuminated a beautiful light. And I was looking at this light. It's like it was moving. And then he told me, this is my son.
This is my son.
This is my son. He was pointing to me that seed and he was saying, this is my son. And the moment I was seeing the seed, that light, it was moving. It's like it was like a movement happening on the ground or on earth. And I could see people who are captivated, who are maybe taken to exile. You can see an example of the people of Israelites who are maybe captured by the Egyptians. That image now is like the time of departure. The time of Exodus. Now it's like they're following that light, and then that light is leading them out of that slavery.
It's like, okay.
And they were very happy.
They're coming from darkness now, following the light.
Following the light. And they were very happy coming out of the main gate. They were very happy.
Following the light.
Following the light. They have been set free. It's like they're feeling very happy, and I could see, and I'm here on the shoulder. I could see what's happening here on earth. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I've never seen such kind of a dream before. And this position that I am today, and in the position that God have brought me today, I come to understand. There's a verse in the Bible that says, I chose you to be a symbol of a covenant to my people.
A seed of my covenant.
It's like a symbol of my covenant. And it's like, I feel that sense of being chosen to be a symbol
of God's covenant.
Of God's covenant. And it's like, one day, or at one point or another, I feel as if I will come to deliver some people. And it's like, that is maybe something that God is doing now. Maybe it's a time where God is delivering some families. It's a time whereby God is delivering a young person. It's a time whereby now maybe God is delivering a lady who maybe went through some issues in the past. And it's like it's finding or feeling the sense of healing now. And that is what is happening. That is what is happening. And that is what God is sending us to do. That is the truth. We will not keep quiet with this. It's the truth. God is telling us to come out. To speak this kind. A symbol of a covenant.
That He can use us.
Can use.
Wow.
Can use us.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful. And that is the vision that God showed me. It's like it was forming part of my mission here on earth. Forming part of my mission here on earth.
And you believe that is what is happening right now?
Exactly.
God is using you.
Exactly. God is using me in some way or another.
Wow.
To be able to deliver somebody.
Yes.
Outside there. And things started accelerating because I told my mom that morning. I remember that morning. It was on a Friday.
Yes.
It's a time whereby my mom was to go to fellowship together with the brethren.
Yes.
And I told her the dream. And it's like that dream could not make any sense. And
it made no sense.
I told her to go and talk with my brothers at the church.
Yes.
And I don't know if everybody, maybe the preacher, maybe. And so what happened also, God started accelerating things. At that moment, God started accelerating things. God started bringing things together.
Yes.
It's like I'm feeling a sense of I will not get tired until I achieve something.
Okay.
In terms of in the side of education. And so it's like God was accelerating some of the things in my life.
Okay.
I think God started adjusting some of the things. And that made me to move and move on. I never gave up. This time around I'm in standard 8, I'm in grade 8.
Wow.
And it's like God is accelerating things in a certain speed. And you know, I also wanted to be able to associate with other students who are able to feel the kind of the passion that I had.
Okay.